Hello, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the worst reviews ever. I got the Manic Genius, I got KC Fred, I got Sagacious Taj, I got CLS in the building. So how's everybody doing?
I'm feeling hella good today, man.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Taj, feeling it, huh?
I'm top of the world today, man.
Hey, that's what we like to hear.
That's what I like to hear. So now that we got the introductions out the way, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna review today. We're gonna review the 65, the new sci-fi movie. So let me go ahead and cue up the slides. Manic, you're gonna have to go ahead and give the summary on this. Let me know when you're ready, Manic.
Oh, I'm ready.
You good?
Yeah, I can see it. It says 65 is a 2023 American science fiction action thriller film written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. On the planet Samaris, pilot Mills convinces his wife that he should take on a 2-year space expedition to earn the money needed to treat their daughter Naveen's illness. During the journey, his spaceship is hit by a mass of asteroids and crash lands on an alien planet, which, unbeknownst to him, is actually Earth 65 million years ago.
I appreciate you.
The name or the title 65.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you made that connection. You're kind of a genius on some days.
Hey man, it's in the name.
Mm-hmm. But all right, let me go ahead. I'm gonna go to the next section. I'm gonna just go ahead and go through the directors, the producers, and we'll go to the cast. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and rate the movie. So let me get to the next slide. So right here, the 2 directors on this movie was Scott Beck and Brian Woods, and some of the producers on this movie was Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah,
Deborah Raimi, my bad. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Deborah Levin, Sanib Azizi. I know I'm butchering some of these names, and again produced by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. So I know your boy that you mentioned, CLS. He definitely produces a lot of movies. He does a lot of action, sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm only familiar with Sam Raimi on that list, that producer list. Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with him. So definitely a big name on this.
All the Spider-Man movies.
Oh, okay, damn. Okay. I know I've seen him on that, and
the ones with Tobey Maguire, those.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I actually know Spider-Man.
They did Spider-Man 3 times. So
yeah, they got 18 versions and stuff.
I'm about to say, which one?
He did the time Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Spider-Man's.
Yeah, those 3.
But all right, let me go ahead and jump into the cast right quick. So the cast on this movie was pretty light, so it wasn't too much in there unless they were going to start naming the dinosaurs and stuff. But Adam Driver as Mills, Chloe Coleman as Naveen, Nia Keen as Ala, and Aria Greenblatt as Koa. I'm butchering these names.
You really are, man.
I know, man. I'm struggling today, man.
Some of the names be hard to pronounce.
You ain't lying, boy. I might have to chop them off. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with any of the actors. I'm definitely familiar with Adam Driver. I know I've seen him in Star Wars. He was Ryo?
Yeah.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, that's right.
Driver.
Yeah.
But the other ones I'm not too familiar with. I haven't really seen them in too much anything else.
Yeah.
But very light cast.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, he got some movies that. No, I was gonna say Adam Driver. He has some movies that I wanted to see. I just kind of have them on a list. Haven't watched them yet. I think he did.
Yeah,
Lincoln. He did Lincoln movie. He did. Was it that Klansman? What was it called? Black Klansman with
the Klansman movie.
John,
what you watch?
John David. Was it? No, man. John David. You know who John David Washington is?
Yeah.
I know
John
David Washington is.
Yeah, I know which movie you're talking about, but at first when you said, I went a whole different way with that.
Nah, Black Klansman is when.
Black Klansman.
This one with John David Washington. Denzel Washington's son. John David.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he played in that one. Yeah, I haven't really seen him in anything else but the Star Wars movies and stuff like that. This was actually one of the first ones outside of that I'll say series that I've seen him in.
Yeah. I just checked out his filmography. There's movies on there that I've been meaning to see. I just haven't set the time to watch them yet. But yeah, see, he got some joints. Got some,
All right, so let's go ahead and jump to this rating real quick. This is the prime time right here. Sorry, the Manic Genius. What you rate this movie?
I'm gonna go with I'm in the 4 to 5 territory.
What?
Yeah.
You said a 4 to 5?
Yeah.
Give me since you're you could use decimals in the ratings.
Oh, okay. I'll give it a 4.8.
4.8. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Casey, Fred, what's your rating?
I actually gave it a 4.
Damn. Okay.
Yo, what the hell is going on with y'all?
So we are there between terrible and bad. All right. So we got one bad and one terrible and bad. Taj was
I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8, man. Like mainly because like I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, and this movie kind of gave me Jurassic Park vibes. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
way more intense version of, a Jurassic Park. Plus, I love a good survival movie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, what the hell is y'all talking about?
I
Damn.
got
Okay,
you.
let me-
I got you, Taj.
hold on. Let
I'll
me
break it
get
down.
CLS's rating, and then Taj, I'll give mine, and then we're gonna have to circle back to you since you're probably gonna be the outlier on this one. So CLS, what you rate this movie?
Nah, 6. Give it a 6.
Okay, so average, between average and good.
Damn. All right.
And
6.
What you give it?
me,
What you give
I
it,
gave it
Jerk?
a 5.2.
Because it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't that great.
Oh, 5.2. Okay.
So
let's go to
CLS
Sagay-
said a
let's
6.
go to Taj.
I
All
thought it
right,
was too
Taj,
short.
you gotta explain this
yeah.
this outlier rating that you had.
I mean, it's pretty much for me, I really enjoy a good. I mean, I can't speak for y'all, but for me, the movie kind of had me on my feet a little bit. I didn't really know what was coming next. I had a few jump scares here and there. You know what I mean? It kept me guessing. Yeah, other movies are kind of predictable. At the end, it was kind of like, damn, are they gonna make it out of it or not?
Mhm.
At first, I thought he was gonna sacrifice himself for real to get her going. You know what I mean? But like, that's kind of I like a good survival movie. That's just how I am. I like things that keep me on my feet. I don't like movies that are very predictable. And plus I love prehistoric films. That's just me. You know what I mean? It had me thinking far as his daughter as well, because the first beginning, I'm up here thinking this is actually happening like real time. When as I was, let the movie continue, I realized it was mainly flashbacks. I didn't even know the girl had already passed on. You know what I mean? And that's if I
Yeah.
was catching it right. So it had a few little, like for me, like a little emotional points, along the movie, But overall, I give it an 8. I gave it an 8. That's something I would definitely watch again. I would recommend for somebody to watch if they have nothing else to watch, for sure.
So Taj, I gotta ask you an important question,
What's up?
and please tell the truth. Did you drink when you were watching? I'm just joking with you.
Nah, I had me some popcorn. I had little Twizzlers and shit, man. I was
okay.
chilling.
You had the family with you and stuff. They all watched it.
Yeah, had little.
So
blankets on,
what was their
everything.
take on it too? Were they like pretty involved in the movie?
Well, they're like me. They like
Okay.
anything that's like prehistoric. Like we're big fans of Jurassic Park, and like I said, this movie really gave me Jurassic Park vibes. So I'm just like, it already had me hooked from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I can agree with that.
yeah, I was with that.
So you're basing it mainly on like the dinosaurs element of that, because I
Pretty
did like
much.
that portion of it too. So I ain't gonna lie. So
Yeah,
all right,
you know.
Manic, explain your rating.
Hey,
Sir.
maybe you want to go to me last, because I'm about to just set this thing on fire.
Oh,
All right, yeah,
hell,
we'll
man.
definitely, Manic, if y'all don't know already, if y'all seen any prior shows on the channel, Manic is the asshole of the group. We'll just say it like that. So Casey, Fred, we'll go ahead and pass it to you to explain your rating.
All right. Well, I rated it a 4. I mean, it was definitely below average at best. I mean, overall, the movie was just, I basically would say, unrealistic to me. I mean, it had some realism, with the sci-fi, but it just, I don't know. It was just felt like fantasy. And I don't know. It started out okay. And I could relate to Mills because he, did that 2-year run where he was going out into space and he was looking for a cure for his daughter's illness. But then after that, it was just like there was too many elements that just felt unrealistic. And so, I mean, one unrealistic was how did he just wake up all of a sudden, and then they're in the asteroid belt, and the next thing you know, he's like 65 million years back in time. I don't know. That just felt really strange to me. And then like Mill's character was a little far-fetched for me. And so it was just, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but that's kind of like the reason why it was a 4, because it just felt like it was more, it wasn't sci-fi. It was more like fantasy. And so it was just like, it just didn't feel right. So,
Okay. I like that
So
take. All right.
pretty much, you're saying like they could have done better as far as their approach with the movie, like the first beginning.
Right, because one thing, it was just like there was not too many connects. It was like you just felt like, okay, where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? It's like when
I
you
get
go
it,
into a roller coaster and all of a sudden the first thing they do is take you through the tunnel. And you're like, yo, man, it's kind of dark up in here. You want to turn some lights on? Let us know what's going on. And that's just kind of like how it felt. So
I feel you.
All right, let me get CLS. Explain your rating real quick. Why did you rate it what you did? Because you gave it a 6, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Like I didn't think it was like the greatest sci-fi film I've ever seen, but I didn't think it was the worst either. But I've seen worse.
Okay.
I don't know, it was okay. I mean, it was as far as like the runtime of the film, it was like what, an hour and a half. So it was like they kind of told this story, like they crammed all of these events in like an hour and a half. So I mean, I don't know. Like I like the visual effects. Thought the visual effects were good, and like Taj was saying about the the jump scares with the chase scenes with the dinosaurs and all that. Like I guess what the first scene was when he was using that device up. He climbed the tree to use that device. He was trying to get a signal. He fell out of the tree.
Fell off that tree.
He fell out of the tree and fucking.
Yeah, my man was mad clumsy.
Dislocated his arm and all that. Yeah, dislocated his arm, and then then he used what's her name? Was it Kale? Used her foot.
Yeah.
To pop it back in place just so you can get that shot off at the last minute. You know what I mean? Like when the Raptors about to get on, like a little too much. You know what I mean? Like okay,
far-fetched.
Just happened to pop the arm back in place just in time, huh? I don't know. But I mean, I liked it. Well, I want to just tell you what I liked about it. I'll just
what you could go ahead.
Father-daughter dynamic. You know what I mean? I think he kind of saw his daughter in her a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of feel like he saw his daughter in her a little. Because I don't know. I don't want to give the film away, but just I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go ahead and get my take before man, because now we're going to circle back on the open discussion questions and we'll break it down more. But I'll go ahead and give why I rated it a 5.2. I actually had it rated, I think, higher until like I figured out the plot. Because at first I was like, wow, that's kind of cool that they were the first humans on Earth. And then when I started like thinking about the actual plot, I was like, we went through all that basic shit and they had all this technology. So that kind of ruined the plot. Like, I think what Fred was kind of getting at, it's just like, man, a lot of stuff didn't kind of connect once you kind of break it down. And maybe I overanalyze movies, but I was just like, okay, if they had, all this like weaponry and technology, why the hell we have like stage coaches and shit like that? So it didn't connect with me. So I think that's what kind of messed it up for me. But I did like what Taj was talking about, the dinosaurs, the imagery. I didn't like the fact that they couldn't speak together. They didn't have a Rosetta Stone or nothing like that, so I was kind of.
Hey man, his translator broke.
I could take that part up. Like, damn, y'all all advanced. Y'all know how to speak no English.
But that's what made it good, though. I mean,
I think I would have rather like what was that Tom Hanks movie when he was talking to like the volleyball and shit.
Two different
I'm talking about Castaway, man.
What's that?
Yo, his heart was broken.
I mean, he's
when he
mostly
was
talking,
man.
Mostly talking to himself. I mean, the whole movie, he's talking to himself the whole movie.
It kept him.
Yeah, but I mean,
and it was still better.
Yeah,
that's some shit.
Yeah, the dialogue was way better with the volleyball. But all right, Manic, we're gonna toss it to you because I know you got a lot to say. Apparently,
yeah. So I'll start off with the highlights. Definitely, I like the special effects. The special effects were solid. Like, I like the overarching idea of like, hey, there's this futuristic society, and they crash landed on Earth 65 million years ago. So they're like, they're human as we can see, but they're from a different place. So they're way before us. They're before the cavemen. They're around the dinosaur era. And like, to the sophisticated jerk's point, like the technology was advanced, like the weaponry was advanced. My man didn't load up no bullets. He was shooting laser beams out that gun. And and so
he did run out. He did run out in the end, though.
Yeah, he did run out. So
he did run out.
Yeah, but no, I gave it such a low rating because honestly, it felt like a knockoff. I Am Legend.
Oh wow.
Oh
okay.
yeah,
It
yeah, I
felt
can
like
see that.
yeah,
I can see that.
Break that
I see
down.
it like that.
yeah.
Why would you say
Except Will
that?
Smith was using a real gun though.
Because I mean,
he had a futuristic weapon like the dude had in the movie. Though.
yeah,
Will Smith had like actual like
but I
some
think
kind of assault rifle or something.
I think, and this is not like this is a shot, I guess, at Adam Driver. His range of emotion was just terrible. I mean, my man crash landed, on this planet. I'm doing the spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm about to tell you what happens. He does a crash landing on this planet. Yeah, he does a crash landing on this planet. Everybody that he's carrying, all the cargo is dead. Apparently, he doesn't know about the girl who he finds out later is still alive, but everybody's dead. He figures out he can breathe on the land, goes through the emotions, looks at his, daughter who actually did pass already. And he has no reason to like live. And he decides like, you know what? I think I'm gonna take myself out, puts the gun to his head. And then right when he's about to pull the trigger, he thinks about it. And then, he finds out that there's a survivor out there. And so it distracts him and he completely forgets he's about to off himself. So I think that whole like offing himself scene, it was like way too short. And his range of emotions was not there, man. I think my man shed like one tear, was like, I was just, searching and
I see it there.
I was searching and sending signals. Hey, come rescue us. Everything's good. And then all of a sudden, day 3, I'm just like gun to my head. Like, come on, man. Like show some range of emotion. Like that whole scene could have been like 10 minutes of him just like, maybe have him trip and twist his ankle and then get pissed off and then really start thinking about shit. And then like,
so what did you want him like crying in the fetal position on the planet?
Man, I mean,
they use that same plot line in Walking Dead.
Just think about it. In I Am Legend, man, when they killed Will Smith's dog, my man went through all the range of emotions.
Yeah, that's Will Smith, bro.
That was all he had left.
But do you see like the difference in acting skills and ability?
Dude.
Like you felt like you lost the dog too. Like this dude
Will
lost
Smith,
his daughter.
You can't compare Adam.
His daughter.
Yeah,
I ain't feel no emotion. I was just like, man.
You compare Adam Driver to Will Smith?
Huh?
You comparing Adam Driver to Will Smith?
Man, when you do a solo movie, that's a territory you put yourself in.
Nah, man, nah.
They should have got a different actor who could at least pull some ranges of emotion.
I will agree with him on that. I will agree with him on that.
You can't make a movie with the main character having all that play and then him not being able to have those range of emotions. Like you can find somebody on Broadway that would have made you feel like, damn, I lost my daughter too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Adam Driver was not the guy for this movie. So that's partly a part of my rating.
All right.
Another reason, like I'm like Sagacious Taj. Like I love Jurassic Park series. I love dinosaurs. I love that they added dinosaurs in here. But I was pissed off that my man was searching for like 3 days and didn't run into a single dinosaur. As soon as they go on the journey, he runs into dinosaurs. Dinosaurs everywhere. Like my man was searching for 3 days, did not run into one dinosaur. Like so, they were just all chilling, like watching them, just like okay. As soon as he gets the girl, oh yeah, now we're gonna pop up. It's like dinosaur every scene. And the special effects on the dinosaurs was a little weak. The T-Rex scenes were great. Like those T-Rexes, they looked real. That was crazy. But the little dinosaurs and the little one, man, that looked so fake, raptors. Man. I was like, man, they just finished the Jurassic Park. The director, producer, costume designer, they should have hit up Jurassic Park's team like, yo, let us borrow a dinosaur. Let us
get those for half
too
price.
Much money, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so the dinosaurs just look too fake for me, especially the weird looking small ones. It's just like
I kind of felt like they should have been running from those. I felt like they could have beat up those little dinosaurs. I was like, man, why are you running from those things, man? Yeah. Would you just swing at those?
Yeah. So it was like the acting. Not that Adam Driver was terrible. It's just that I mean, you try to make him like have the range of emotions, and he just didn't have it for this movie. So it just wasn't believable. It was just like meh.
I mean, so you just feel like he was just too like stone cold with it, like
yeah. He was too much of an action type of guy for it. So, and then I thought at the end too, it was just completely unrealistic. The T-Rex turns the vehicle upside down and like in the perfect position to launch. Like, man, get out of here! I would have rather them not make it and then get stuck on Earth, and then they start a civilization once like it fast forwards like 20 years, like Ko is an adult woman and he's an adult man and they have their first child or something like that. And it's like, oh, dang, that's how civilization starts on Earth. Like that would have been a nice twist.
Yeah.
But like, no, they escape and they
Honestly,
decide.
they think they were
Minus the
going
asteroid
to. I
shower.
ain't gonna lie.
What's that?
Yeah.
What was that, Taj?
What? Oh yeah, like I said earlier, I didn't think they were going to. At least not
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
The way it was going.
Yeah. And then another scene when they killed the T-Rex with the molten water or steam water. I was like, come on, man. It hit all the T-Rex and they hit none of them. They didn't get burned on the arm or nothing. Like, come on. They were standing right next to the T-Rex.
Guys, that's what they're called, yeah.
Melted the whole T-Rex's skin, but didn't touch not even one drop. Like, I'd have been okay if he would have lost his arm or something, or like, my whole arm got burned. Like nothing. It's like the water just landed on the T-Rex. Didn't splash on them at all. I don't know if you've ever dropped a pot, but that splashes everywhere. It hits everything.
Yeah,
It hurts like hell, man.
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
But all right,
that's
Fred,
why I
I
gave
think
it
I
to
saw
Ray.
you trying to
That's
get in.
good.
You
Right.
had to say something.
Oh, I actually was going to agree with Manic. I think that's why our numbers are so low, because when you really think about it, I mean, you didn't know where Mills was.
Mhm.
I mean, 1 minute he's like an action hero, next minute he's a gunslinger. I mean, he never missed a shot, and then after that, he's like this great mechanic who fixed every complex technology. And I mean, we're talking about this is 65 million years back in time. So I mean, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no cell phone towers, and all the devices just seem to be working just perfectly.
That's a good
So I
point.
mean, it reminded me of a show I used to watch with my dad back in the day. It was called MacGyver, where this guy, I mean, you wanted it to be like him, where all of a sudden he would find different things, and then all of a sudden he would put it together. But no, who did we get in Mills? We got Dora the Explorer. And he kept pulling all these things out of his backpack and everything. And all of a sudden, it's just like, what do you got these grenades for? You know what I'm saying? What do you got these tools for? And he was just always doing this Dora Explorer. And the backpack was always the critical thing. And I was just too much fantasy, man. And that's why I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this movie at all. Not feeling it at all. So, I mean, that's why I gave it a 4. I mean, I don't know. And then Cora, I just seem like she just became a master survivalist, because who do you know that's 9 years old that just all of a sudden is able to grab some branch when you just dying in quicksand and just being able to just pull you out instantly?
Facts.
You know, I mean, who is this? This little girl just had to grow up, you know, so fast, so quick, and she got out of the little tunnel fast and stuff like that. I mean, it was just too much fantasy going on. So it was just like, nah, this is a 4 right here. This ain't nothing else. So that's what I felt. The struggle was real.
Yeah.
CLS, anything stuck out to you, CLS?
Quicksand.
So yeah, you dislocate your shoulder and then you still making all your shots. Who does that? For real. No. And then Cora at the end, I mean, seriously, one shot is all she took to be able to take out the big dinosaur at the end. And she just knew, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this poison on this stick and just, I'm gonna keep this, I'm gonna save this to the very end. And then at that very moment, you were supposed to be in the ship, but you somehow found him, came out there, and then perfect angle on the side, and then just stabbed him right in the eye. I don't know.
The T-Rex ain't see her. The T-Rex ain't see her. Didn't hear her footsteps. Didn't see her running at him with a big old stick. It's 9-year-old.
No, but I think the point where they got to the cave and then, the whole chase after that, I did like that part. So I agree with Taj on that. I mean, even though it was unbelievable to a certain degree, but yeah, it was just a build up. Even the part when the little girl just like, he had to wait for like a whole, half a day because she was like nervous or something. It was just kind of irritating. It was like,
well, she almost died.
Me myself, I would have left her. I would have been like, peace. All right, you know what? You don't want to make it.
Here's some food and water.
Here you go. Here's a gun.
Oh my god.
Here's how you aim it. Like, I'm out of here. Like, so yeah, that was kind of annoying.
She almost died.
Yeah, man, but
I don't know. For me, it did its job. It kept me on my feet. It did, like, to a certain extent, keep me guessing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I see all y'all views, on it. I see the points that you guys are throwing out there. Is that, like, for me, it was more so the basic stuff, just as far as the whole survival, theme and the Jurassic theme, all of that. That did it for me, hands down. That's all.
No, at first, I honestly, I was like, I had it rated pretty high until, I'm big on plots. So when I started thinking about it, it was just like the whole I'm like, man, why the hell we go through all that like nonsense then? Like, yeah, y'all had all this fancy technology and we had a stagecoaches, you know what I'm saying? Back in on primal days.
One weapon.
Yeah, one weapon. Like we had to pick all that. Nah, one more thing I did like to was the visualization. I did kind of like that, just for like a Netflix movie. I don't think that was all bad. Because did this make it to like the movie theaters? Or
Yeah, it made it to movie theaters. I was gonna watch it in movie theaters.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't get around to it, but I would have been pissed.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't hear about it until y'all talked about it like now. I didn't even hear about it until we started talking about it for the show.
Yeah, it's good for Netflix though. Like I agree with you on that. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely.
So let me go ahead and get to the open discussion questions. So the first one, would you recommend this movie to anyone? And I'll start with you, Manic.
Honestly, because it's on Netflix, I would. You can definitely tell with the special effects they did their thing. Like with the even though I'm critical on the dinosaurs. Like when it came to the ships and the blasts and all that other stuff, that was flawless. So yeah, it's worth watching. And especially it's almost like a comedy when you think about all the holes in the movie. So like watch that shit just to laugh. I'm like, man, this ain't no way. So yeah, I would recommend.
So I would definitely recommend it to somebody because, like I said, I mean, even though I'm a little hard on movies, this one, I mean, it did have good visuals, and I do like the dinosaurs. I'm a fan of Adam Driver. Like you said, I mean, he didn't have the range of motion, but I do think like he's pretty solid. So, I mean, he kind of drove me to even watch it because I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I definitely like wanted to see it. But yeah, he could have had a little more motions in the movie. That definitely would have helped out this character. All right, Casey, Fred, would you recommend this movie to anyone?
I still have to stick with as long as it was free. That was pretty much the way
So that's your motto, huh?
If I'm at the movie theater and I'm watching this and I run out of nachos, I'm pretty upset, man.
You say you're gonna leave,
definitely huh? Netflix, definitely Netflix. So where I can pause it and go ahead and take care of business, come back. But no, not at the movie theater. So I would tell people to watch it on Netflix. So yeah, I would tell them to go ahead and watch that.
All right, Taj. Would you recommend this movie to anyone? Taj got this tattooed on his like shoulder and shit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially now, on a good night where you can't really find nothing to watch. 65.
That's what I'm talking about, Taj. Taj holding it down. They about to hit it Taj up. Like Taj gonna be in part 2.
Stay on, yo. Hey, I'm gonna be a better actor for real. I'm gonna sell that.
Taj gonna be on there talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger and what was that movie, Predator? Get to the chopper.
Get down.
Hey, CLS, so would you recommend this movie to anyone?
Yeah, I'd probably recommend. I mean, somebody who's never saw it before. I mean, why not? You watch it, be like one and done.
Okay. All right. So the next question: would you ever watch this movie again? Manic, I'm coming to you.
Absolutely.
You'll watch this again?
Yep, because it's not that good. So, have a nice little date. You don't got to pay attention to the movie. It's not going to be a distraction for what's really about to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
This is more like a strategy did on a date. Like, hey, I know I'm not trying to finish this. All right, that's a good plan. Man, it gave us some game here. All right, Casey, Fred, would you ever watch this movie again?
No. No. Hey, and Manic, I'm thinking to myself when you said that, I said, okay, that sounds like a movie at the drive-in, But no, I
don't even know why I'm asking Taj. Taj about to pull it up probably after we get off. Taj, would you watch this again?
More than likely, yeah. I was actually about to watch it earlier this afternoon for real.
Oh, for real? Damn, Taj.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I'm talking about. You dedicated to the cause.
Yeah.
What about you, CLS? Would you watch this again?
Yeah, if I was watching it was like Manic said, if I was watching it with someone who never saw it before. not because I'm trying to get in a person's pants like this dude, but
Hey, who said I was
like,
trying to do that?
like you just need a distraction, like you needed a distraction or whatever. He said, well, I really gotta pay attention to this boring ass movie, but yeah. I mean, yeah, like if you was hanging out with somebody who just never seen the film, it's like, oh, this looks good, or you show them the trailer, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't mind. I'll watch it again. Yeah.
Honestly, I think if I was like on a date and a chick picked this movie, I'll take that as like a red flag and just like break it off with her. No, I'm joking. But all right.
That's crazy.
So the next question, what did you think about the plot or the storyline? I know we kind of hit on that a little bit, but I'll go around just if anybody like left anything out or we missed anything. So
it was very simple.
CLS. Huh?
It was very, very simple.
Very basic. Okay.
Very basic. Yeah.
I like the plot. I just think the execution of the storyline was a little off. It's just a little bit.
What do you mean by execution? Just like
the scenes, Casey Fred mentioned it, CLS mentioned it. Like there were just so many scenes that were just like, that's not real. Like, and I know it's a movie, you kind of have to go with it, but I mean, I think the plot was cool because that's like a kind of like a mind bender when you think about futuristic people, and then you find out actually this was the past. It's already happened. So it's just like it was a clever plot in that sense. But the storyline of how everything just kind of played out, it was just a little bit in that realm of fantasy versus science fiction.
Did you think he should have died in the quicksand scene?
I think they should have never allowed the quicksand to go above his head. I think it should have been like
he should have been dead, dude.
Yeah, he definitely should have died if it goes above his head.
She knew his location because he kept screaming her name. But how did she know his exact location and how the jump
quicksand?
You can survive the quicksand, right?
The branch. Yeah, I know, but how did she know his exact location though? He was already under.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
she put the stick right there.
Exactly. She pulled the branch at exact
and
location.
She pulled him out of that. Because you have to be strong enough to hold that stick while he's pulling it.
Well, she was holding the branch down. I guess she used her body weight to kind of hold the branch. She to bend the branch. She used her body weight to bend the branch, and then I guess he felt the branch inside.
That's a conveniently placed branch.
Yep, and then he pulled himself out. So it was dead center where he was at. And I was like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
I said, come on, man. Yeah.
Now y'all made a good point. I think he definitely should have died in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was like at the part where that like what was that water stuff came up. Like he probably should have died there, or at least like when he was by the ship and he got her on there and she could fly away or something like that. But he needed to die in this movie. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I ain't gonna lie.
If you think about it though, from the moment he pulled her out of that pod, they were just saving each other the whole movie.
Yeah, she grew up fast in this movie.
Yeah, they were just saving.
Yeah, she was like 25 at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
no joke.
And I think when her parents died, it just seemed like, okay, so you my father now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just seemed like that father instinct and that daughter's relationship was just really strong as it went on throughout the movie. So I
that father-daughter dynamic.
Let me ask y'all a question. Would you guys have like left her? Because she was kind of a crutch in the movie, if you honestly think about it. Because I know she saved him by like the pits, but he probably wouldn't even been in that predicament if she.
Well, he saved her. Well, she saved him, because remember he was about to off himself. So she saved him, and then he saved her.
That's right. I forgot.
When they saved that raptor, and then I guess then the other tiny little raptors came and ate his ass up, and then they were behind that tree. And he was telling her to be quiet, so they went.
That part was funny. That was comedy right there.
Like, you might as well just left him in there.
But remember he hit the shush her or whatever, so they wouldn't come after them. So like that's when he was saving her. Well, themselves, I guess both of them, I guess. But
okay, that's
that was the funniest scene in the movie. I was like, oh, look at the little dinosaur walking all slow.
Funny scene.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it was the funniest. I ain't gonna say it was the funniest, but it was like after that, it was like a waste of time. Now, like you was better off leaving them in there, letting them die.
Hey, Taj, I saw you laugh as soon as I said it was funny. So I know you laughed too on the inside. You might have been around your kids, so you was holding it in, but you was inside. You was laughing like
it was a little bit of dark sense of humor, only because it was like, damn, you just wasted your time. He was better off dying than that thing. More so than letting them out. You know what I mean? That's the way.
No, seriously, I don't think he could have left her. Period, because if the truth be told, he had already left his original daughter to be able to go find his spirit.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, it was just like she died, man. So he didn't make it back. So there's something in him. I think that's one of the reasons why he couldn't take the shot and kill himself.
Yeah.
But yet you can be the perfect gunslinger. You know, your arm dislocated, you bounce it back, and now you shooting, ready to get those dinosaurs off of her. I mean, it just seemed like it came real once they got in the cave. And then he started screaming as if all of a sudden that was his own kid that he got separated from. And then he was just dying to be able to finally find each other. And when they finally did, he gripped her as if it was his own kid.
Yeah.
So I knew right then and there, I was like, this is way deeper for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it became deeper for her only for the simple fact of it is, you lied to me and you told me my parents was going to be here. And he was like, man, I'm just trying to get up this mountain. And so it was real. I think it was real for both of them. And they both had their moment. And it just, you know, that father instinct came on. And she was really needing somebody because she lost everybody too. So
yeah, that's good. I didn't really think about it like that.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question: what scenes or performances stuck out to you? Actor and actress performances stuck out. So I'll go to Taj first. Did you like what any of the actors, or was it just the dinosaurs for you?
I wasn't impressed with the acting at all. Like I said, it was just like the whole mission of the movie just caught me. That was it. I wasn't a fan of the acting. They could have done better with that for sure. So, nah.
What about you, CLS? Any of the acting?
Yeah, I mean the acting was okay. I've seen I know two films I could think of where it was kind of the acting was kind of similar as far as like the plot line and all that, with one character being more vocal and the other one being like mute. I remember
what movies are those?
Oh, well, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll probably have to Google it now because it's you know who what's his name? Is it Paul Hogan from Crocodile Dundee?
Yeah,
it's Paul Hogan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember his name. He did a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Cuba Gooding Jr. his character was mute. He couldn't talk. Well, he could. Yeah, he would just write everything down in like a little notepad or whatever.
Damn, I know exactly what you talk about, man.
You ever see that movie? I just can't remember the name of it. It was like a Western movie though, like you know, like you know.
Wait,
Cuba
Gooding Jr. got a movie where he can't talk other than radio?
Yeah, he didn't talk in the movie. He just kind of had like a little.
This is old though, man. My man Crocodile Dundee probably like 95 and stuff.
Like early to mid 90s, bro. Like early mid 90s. But that's how it was. I'm saying, but they were still able to communicate. That's what I'm saying. Use hand gestures, body language to still communicate, and they got along well and all that kind of stuff. And
so was the communication between them better than this communication in this movie?
Well, yeah, it was about the same. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But then another thing I noticed that Manic brought up when he was about to kill himself, and then the girl saved him. She gave him a reason to go on. You know what I mean? What was it? Oh yeah. Anybody here watch The Walking Dead?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you remember Abraham, after Abraham lost his family, he was going to kill himself, and then Eugene showed up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Eugene was the one who saved him because he made it seem like he said, yeah, I'm going to Washington, D.C. and I have this important mission. I'm going to save the world. I need your help. But basically, but he manipulated him to like keep him alive. You know what I mean? I was fucked up, but yeah, he did because he was a pussy. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was about to off him. Well, I guess the point is he was about to off himself, and someone came along and gave him a reason to go on, to carry on. You know what I mean? So that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, no, that's definitely similar. Lightning Jack, that was the name of the movie.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So,
but all right, Fred. So, any performances stuck out to you?
I think the father-daughter at the beginning, and how all of a sudden his original daughter had these little slide shows that he was able to see, and it just kind of like kept him going. But then when she all of a sudden was looking at him, it was like all of a sudden it kept her going until they were able to finally start communicating. And then they did something like this. I don't know if you guys have tried it, but I've been trying to do it ever since I saw the movie. You go,
try to whistle.
Oh yeah, I was trying to do it too. I paused the movie. I was like,
I can't do it the same
around.
Could you do it?
Hey, I
So
did
did you
it
guys get it?
once. I did
No.
it once,
Damn,
but I haven't been able to do it again. So, but I thought that was really cool because she couldn't.
funny.
It was cracking me up. She couldn't speak English, but yet she was able to say certain words perfectly. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then the one thing that really got me is how strong his father instinct was. You guys remember the scene where all of a sudden they're both asleep in the cave or something like that in the area they had all those little light sticks that were popping up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he woke up and realized that all of a sudden there was a bug in her mouth.
In her mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had to hurry up and get it because you could tell she looked like she was supposed to die from that for real. I'm not
That was like a prehistoric roach.
yeah,
and
you
like a leech or something. Yeah.
and once again, hey, Dora the Explorer, here comes the backpack, and he gets the laser, and
Yeah, my man backpack was amazing. It was phenomenal. Like that was like the first
As a
survival
third member
kit.
of the cast.
Yeah, that was like the best actor in this movie. That book bag.
I feel like a damn
So,
principal.
so what about you, Taj?
I mean, I ain't got nothing else to say about the movie no more, for real. you already know where I stand when it comes down to this film.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go to the last question, and so it's like, if you were the director or the producer of this movie, what would you have changed or done differently? Like, whether it's the storyline, maybe some the sci-fi stuff, the technology or anything like that. And I'll go to you first, Manic.
I think the first thing I would have made the daughter, I could have started with the same plot. The girl or Koa, his co-star, I would have made her a lot older. I would have made her a teenager. I would have made her probably around like, probably around 16, 17. And I would have made her like more of like the rebellious type. I would have made her speak English. And then they would have had a back and forth dynamic like of, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. Like kind of like that bratty type dynamic. And, he's constantly saving her because I think that's just more relatable. And then it would there could be like, just a different dynamic, and like there could be, more, more elaborate, realistic situations of like, man, you should have listened, or maybe she was on to something. Like it could have had that like back and forth, but with just a 9-year-old, you're just like, or supposed 9-year-old, it's like whenever they do something like special, it's like, man, that's kind of far-fetched for a 9-year-old. So you would have alleviated that aspect of like, oh, okay, a 17-year-old could do that, or somebody a little older could critically think to like actually help. So I would have made the girl older, because if she would have stabbed the dinosaur, then it'd been more realistic. A 17-year-old, damn near adult, everything would have just. And then I would have made I liked the scenes as far as like, hey, when things got close and they had to deal with the dinosaurs and whatnot, but without changing too much, I would have got a different main actor just because I would have just needed somebody to carry that movie.
The whole movie.
No. It just I think he was good for the action aspects. Like his gunslinging ability was believable, because he's like an action kind of guy. But like, those moments where he had to carry the movie by himself, it didn't do it for me. Like, and I think there's so many talented actors that, not to say he's not talented, I just think this wasn't his niche. And it's like, they really should have worked a little harder on that, making us really feel one with that character. Cause I didn't feel connected with him like at all, throughout the whole movie versus like the other movie, like I Am Legend. I mean, I know it's Will Smith, but
something that, not to cut you off, but something that you just reminded me of.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see Before Earth with Jaden Smith and Will Smith?
Yeah, that was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
You thought it was better than this movie? You want Jaden Smith to be the lead?
Not in this one. I mean, but it had a good plot. I think that movie had a pretty good plot, but it was pretty similar though.
Wasn't it similar though? You think it was?
Yeah, it was.
I don't think Jaden Smith's better. You think Jaden Smith's a better actor than him?
Well, but I mean, he was like a little kid, so it was just.
Yeah.
No. I wouldn't go that far. Like I said, he did excellent on the action part. It's just the interpersonal part. Like I would have got an actor that's like,
more
got
like Sylvester Stallone and Rocky. would have had like a better range of emotions.
Oh, facts. I
than this
mean,
dude.
Sylvester
I'm joking.
Stallone. No, Sylvester Stallone. He was crying like
That was just a
help.
joke, man.
Oh yeah.
Nah, man.
He's one of my
Hey,
favorite
man.
actors.
When he's crying and going through the motions, like it feels believable to me. Like the Rocky series was solid.
Oh yeah.
Like, so-
Rocky 3.
But man, that was
when
boxing.
Mickey died.
You can't say my man that like the first Earth person. Talk about some
not Joker.
Adrian.
Nah,
Adrian.
He wouldn't have fit that part.
Oh,
He wouldn't have fit that part.
oh,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
believe it.
That's not. He's too old. It's not a good.
But all
fit.
right, Casey Fred. So if you were the director or producer of this movie, what would have you done differently or changed to this movie?
It would definitely be the ending. Like, I didn't feel like there was any resolution to the ending. I mean, like Mills and Coda, they escape that's the climax where they escape just in the nick of time. The big asteroid is coming down to take out everybody, destroy the Earth, dinosaurs included. And they have their rescue vessel that comes out just in the nick of time as all the asteroid, and it just seems like everything's falling apart. And they fly off towards their meeting coordinates, but we really don't know where that is. And it was just like, we don't ever see their faces really afterwards. We don't know if they're okay. We don't even know if they made it, really, truth be told. I mean, at the end, if you really saw the ending, you saw that Earth is going to be okay. It just had its moments as it was going through, but you never knew what had really happened to them. And so it's just like, you just kind of like, and it just cut off. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it. It kind of reminded me of how old TV was. They start doing the flag, dun, 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 and then next thing you know, TV just cuts off. And that's how it felt like. So there was no ending, no resolution to, how it was supposed to be at the end. So I wish they would have changed that. That might have maybe bumped them up to a 5, maybe.
No, I would say like, well, we got CLS back. So
Oh,
CLS,
yeah.
what if you were the director or the producer? What would you have changed with this movie? Some storms.
Well, I mean, the power went out like in the neighborhood. It was a blackout.
Yeah, no, we're good. But what would you have changed of this movie if you like?
Changed. Well, probably.
Oh, go ahead. You good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
You're good.
It's freezing up, bro. It's freezing up. Y'all
Oh, no,
look
you're
funny.
good.
Y'all look funny as hell right now. Y'all look funny as hell. I mean, the only thing, as far as like what I would change is I would probably make it. I wish it had more dialogue. I would make the story longer. You know what I mean? So it would explain more.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Because that's the same issue I have. I think I would have changed like just the beginning of the movie, give more build up, like why they were doing so many of those like space explorations.
Yeah.
What was going on with their planet that they needed to explore, and just I think if they would have changed it, like not made this Earth in a different planet or something that they were trying to inhabit, I think if they would have made that connection to like, hey, this was Earth 65 million years ago with all this technology, for me, I would have definitely had this like, same rating as probably like what Taj had, because I did like the movie until I had to sit down and think about the plot, so the plot kind of messed it up for you, but I did like the visual effects and the dinosaurs. So I would have definitely changed, like added some like beginning, I guess, to the storyline.
No, that's a good point.
So Taj, what about you, man? Would you have changed anything?
wish
Just
they
kept it
would've
the
explained
same
more.
since you liked it?
The situation.
I would keep it the same. I would just switch out the actors. Instead of the Star Wars dude, I would have myself. Because everybody know I sell the hell out of that. I'm just keeping it real. I agree with Manic as far as making the girl a little older, and but yeah, mainly just cast myself, man. I sell that shit. So,
Yeah, Taj, I'm telling you, you're gonna be in part 2 and 3, man. You're gonna be like the
speaking into
franchise
existence.
that are they're like,
It's
hey,
gonna
Be in
happen.
66.
It's Yep, 66. Throwing
60,
your boy.
60.
Yep.
Now
Everybody gonna
pull
come
up
see
your
that.
backpack, okay? Because you need a little bit more grenades. You
need some grenades.
Backpack.
Oh, there you go. He ready.
Everything.
Lifetime
I'm already
backpack.
66 already, man.
Todd's gonna have like 2 Kit Kats. Some Tennessee.
By Mars and Company.
Hey, look, I'm gonna have it all, man. I'm gonna have it all.
All right,
Come on,
before we kind of close this out, anybody else had anything else they that we missed or you wanted to like talk about in the movie? All right, so we'll go ahead and go around real quick, and everybody just kind of give your, where you're located at, like YouTube, IG, whatever, and we'll go ahead and close it out after that. Manic Genius, where can they find you at?
You can find me in the DMV area at your local grocery store on the prowl. No, I'm just playing. You can find me on IG at the Manic Genius.
Manic was kind of hard showing this movie, man. You might have some like actors running up on you outside, man.
Did I say the DMV? You can find me in the northwestern region of the United States.
So you could catch me in Maine. All right, Casey Fred.
Hey, KC Fred. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on everything. So KC right here in the house. Actually, NFL started tonight, fellas. So it's football all day, every day. Let's go.
Kansas City's gonna lose this year, right? The Jets is gonna take it all. I want to throw that out there.
Now, I don't know about them damn Jets. But KC ain't go. We tired of seeing them. We ready for Seattle. Seattle gonna make it this year. Gonna make it.
Oh, you tripping? All right, Taj. Where can we find you at, Taj?
You can find me on IG at Sagacious Taj. That's right. For those who don't know, Sagacious for short is just wise. A lot of people always ask. It's wise, y'all. That's all. And then
I like that, man.
Be looking forward to seeing me on 66.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna plug you for the new movie.
Oh yes, you already know.
All right, we got CLS back. So CLS, where can we find you at?
He ain't gonna stay long.
You're on multiple platforms.
Oh yeah. IG, TikTok, YouTube. This is CLS.
All right. So that's the outros. And again, if you guys have any like movies y'all want us to review, please like let us know in the comments. A lot of people have been commenting on the breakdowns and stuff, and they like this. So we got some other things we're probably going to roll out, like different genres also, maybe looking at some like international movies and stuff like that. So please stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, set the alert, because you'll get all the notifications when we drop videos and stuff like that. But thank y'all for tuning in, and see you next time. All right.